in the mountains of northern Pakistan, where rock meets sky, and the air carries the cold memory of glaciers, life finds a way to hold on. This is the Kashmir Rock Agama, and these mountains belong to it. Few reptiles in Pakistan are as widely distributed or as quietly overlooked as the Kashmir Rock Agama. From the terraced slopes of Galiat to the high meadows of Kagan Valley, from the river gorges of Swat to the boulder fields of Azad Kashmir and the remote passes of Gilgit-Baltistan, wherever there is rock, there is likely an agama nearby. It is Pakistan's most widespread mountain lizard, and yet most people walk right past it. At first glance, it blends seamlessly into the rock, grey, brown, textured like the stone itself. But look closer. In the right light, the Kashmir Rock Agama reveals something unexpected. The males, especially during the breeding season, flush with color, deep blues and burnt oranges along the throat and flanks, a living signal in a landscape of grey. That rhythmic push-up display is not exercise. It is a declaration of territory, of readiness, of presence, a warning to rivals, and an invitation to females. The eyes never stop moving, alert to every shadow overhead, every vibration underfoot. In a world where raptors patrol the ridgelines, stillness is survival, and speed, when needed, is absolute. The Kashmir Rock Agama is, above all, a creature of edges. It favors the boundary zones where forest gives way to open rock, where river valleys rise into exposed ridgelines, where human settlements meet the wild mountain slope. Stone walls, old ruins, roadside boulders, all are colonized with equal ease. It is heliothermic, dependent on the sun. Each morning begins the same way, a slow emergence from a rock crevice, followed by careful positioning on a sun-facing surface, body angled to absorb maximum warmth. Only once the body temperature is right does the hunt begin. Insects, beetles, the occasional small invertebrate. It is an opportunist, and occasionally, in a behaviour rarely documented on camera in Pakistan, it grazes. Moss, soft vegetation, whatever the rock face offers. It is a reminder that in the wild, survival rarely follows a rulebook. When protein is scarce and the mountain offers little else, even a lizard adapts. The Kashmir Rock Agama is not a year-round presence. It lives by seasons. Active primarily from April through July, the warmer months when the mountain walls hold enough heat to sustain life, it retreats with the cold, disappearing into the deep cracks of the rock face where temperature fluctuations cannot reach it. In the brief months of its activity, it must feed enough to sustain dormancy, establish or defend territory, and, if conditions allow, reproduce. Time is always short at altitude. This urgency shapes everything about its behavior. The basking is not optional. The territorial displays are not trivial. The hunting is relentless. Every warm day is a gift, and the Agama wastes none of them. Despite being a species of least concern on the IUCN Red List, the Kashmir Rock Agama remains one of the least studied reptiles of the western Himalayan region. Much of what we know comes from brief field surveys and scattered observations, documentation that remains frustratingly thin for a species with such a striking presence. In Pakistan, where this creature shares its mountains with some of the most breathtaking landscapes on Earth, it has barely been documented at all. How many populations exist across Azad Kashmir and KPA? How do they respond to habitat disturbance? How is a warming climate reshaping the distribution of a species that depends so completely on precise temperatures? We do not yet know. And that, perhaps, is the greatest challenge facing Pakistan's reptile fauna. Not just threats to survival, but the vast silence of our own ignorance. In the mountains of northern Pakistan, between the boulders and the river, on the sunlit faces of ancient stone, a small dragon waits, patient, armored, perfectly adapted. The Kashmir Rock Agama has outlasted ice ages, endured millennia of mountain weather, and carved its niche into some of the most inhospitable terrain on the planet. It asks only one thing of us: that we notice it exists before it is too late to matter.